Scanning. Identity authorized. Welcome to the Secret Superhero Club Podcast Network.
Welcome to the Animation Station Podcast, your home for discussions and debates about all things animation. Each week, we'll rank, review, and revel in animated shows from yesterday and today, and from around the world. So grab your Acme slingshot, set your mobile suit to autopilot, and put on your mouse ears. The Animation Station Podcast begins now.
Generations, this peaceful island has been home to our family. But beyond our reef, a great danger is coming. Legend tells of a hero who will journey to find the demigod Maui. And together, they will save us all.
Hey guys, welcome to the Cartoon Cafe. We're going to speak at a normal volume now, and we're going to try and discuss this movie and not ruin it for you, but we're so excited to talk about it.
That's right. Joining me today is Mr. Gavin Otteson.
Hi guys.
And I'm Speck.
Speck, my loyal servant.
Yes.
Yeah.
Josh Kane is no more. I am now Speck.
That's what we call an inside joke, and it's between you and me. No one gets it.
And now it's between all of the listeners.
But they still don't get it because it's not explained.
I want to be
Speck.
I'm gonna be Speck from now on. Hello, Master, I'm Speck.
Good, Speck. Good. All right, so we just arrived at the Cartoon Cafe, fresh from the theater, where we saw Disney's Moana. And we're going to give our initial reactions for it. We've had only about a half an hour to digest it and kind of wrap our minds around everything that we saw and heard and experienced. So, Josh, let's just start kind of at the beginning of our experience tonight. We only saw 3 previews.
Yeah.
Did any of them jump out at you? I was a little underwhelmed except for one of them.
I wonder which one that was. Well, we got a random Sing preview. It's like one of the promo ones where they send it out and the theaters can basically take their logo and crop it into the... It's like there was no singing in it.
I know.
It was extremely
I was disappointed
pointless.
because I told you on the ride out there that I wanted to see a new preview for Sing. That's one of the movies on the horizon that I'm excited about, and it was lame. And then we got the Beauty and the Beast.
We got a Beauty and the Beast one,
trailer,
which was blah, blah, blah. It's the
neat.
one that's been out.
Yeah, it's already been out. But then Josh Kane.
And then the movie started.
Big screen. We got to see on the big screen the Cars 3 teaser trailer.
Woo.
Yeah, woo.
Yeah,
indeed.
if you guys haven't seen that 15-second nothingness.
Oh my gosh. I can't even talk about it. Let's move on. Let's talk about the short film.
Things will change.
It was ominous. Let's talk about the short film real quick. Inner Workings. Inner Workings or Inner Works? I think it's Inner Workings.
Sure.
Yeah. Anyway,
I
thought it was going to be a little too inside out. Like I was thinking it was going to be like that. With this movie,
I went in trying to know absolutely nothing.
Yeah,
so
me too.
I knew there was a preview because I think Disney Film Facts posted a little thing.
You mean a short film? Is that what you're referring to?
I'm talking about the Inner Workings thing.
Yeah, the short film.
Yeah. That's where I was going.
Okay, you said preview. I was just making sure I was on the same track.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
So they had posted a little preview of
right.
it and like shown like what it was gonna be, and I was like, oh, okay, well, sure, I guess. I didn't think I was gonna like it.
Yeah, that's the neat thing about the shorts is that they are absolutely never, ever, ever spoiled by things like trailers because they don't do trailers for them. They might give you like the name
we saw some
or maybe an
visuals.
image, but you only have a vague idea of what it's about. And I really liked this one. It was I felt like it was shorter than most shorts, which is kind of a weird thing to say, but I felt like it was kind of quick, but they packed a lot of story into that short amount of time. And I thought it was designed really well. I liked the character design, and it was very extreme shapes and movements that the characters made. I don't know. It worked for me.
Like, I love Papers. That's probably my favorite of the... That's a Pixar short.
What, Paperman?
Right? Paperman.
No, that's a Disney short.
Okay. That was probably my favorite, but I feel like if I see this one again, it may take it over.
Okay.
Just because it packed way more story than Paperman.
There was a lot of story.
The best part, and I want it as like a text tone, is the little, like, every time... Can we spoil this part?
I mean, yeah, I don't think what you're about to say is going to spoil anything.
When the brain sees himself dying over and over, and the little, like that, those were always great. And the little one's like, "Oh, it's real." Like, that part, I want that as a ringtone. That part was so good.
Yeah, there's huge comedic value in that. It's interesting. I feel like Pixar still reigns supreme in the arena of shorts, and I don't think this really compared to most of their shorts, but
I don't know any of their
shorts. As the Disney shorts, like it's definitely one of the best. I think for whatever reason, Pixar just has a better program of, directing and creating short films because they've got a longer history of it. I guess I don't know. It's part of their culture. I think part of the way that they raise up their animators is by giving them the chance to work on shorts before they work on feature stuff, I think.
What are Pixar shorts?
Golly, I mean, there's been one in front of every single Pixar movie that's ever come out.
I haven't.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of the one that was in front of.
Dory was the one with the little bird.
The little bird?
The sand bird.
Oh, Piper.
Piper.
Right. That was Pixar.
Okay.
So then Inside Out, I don't remember what that one was either, but
I didn't see Inside Out.
Okay, so like, did you ever see the one that was the little clouds, and then each cloud had a stork, and the clouds were actually like making the babies,
Nope.
and the storks were taking them off? Oh, dude, you gotta see that one. It's so good. Did you ever see the one with the guy playing chess with himself? Where he switches sides of the table and he kind of plays two different characters. It might have been. It was a while ago. Did you see the Jackalope? That one?
Nope.
Golly.
Dude,
Man,
I don't watch Pixar.
I know, that's too bad. So what we should do is we should watch. I've got the whole collection of short films on Blu-ray. We should watch those, or at least I'll pick out some highlights just to show you, just so you know what they are. They've got a long history of doing it, and they're supreme. They're really, really good. But this one was really good too. I think it's up there with Paperman as two of the best Disney shorts.
So out of Jiminy Crickets, how many Jiminy Crickets would you give Inner Workings?
Inner Workings? I give it a 4.
4? I give it a 4.
Yeah. It was really solid, but not the best.
It had a love story.
Extra points from Josh K.
Yep. I did like how everybody was like basically spoken Simlish. I thought that was pretty good.
I agree. That was cool. All right, so the big fish, Moana.
Fish.
So let's talk about it, Josh. I don't want you to spoil anything for the listeners.
I will try.
I know you're tempted. So let's just talk about the basics first. What did you think about the look of Moana?
Oh man, I almost said something that would have been bad. The visuals. Disney keeps putting out tremendous work visually.
I
this
agree.
movie was the water effects alone
looked
so real. My only problem with the movie is, and I don't think this is going to be a spoiler because these are in the trailer.
Right.
Moana is on a boat for 75% of the movie.
Yes.
When she's on a boat, it lost a lot. Like, the only thing you see water, so you see the water effects, that's nice, but that's it. It's just water, boat, Moana, Maui, chicken in a basket underneath in the ship. That's it. When we're on the island...
Any of the lands.
It's so cool. Like when we go into like a special lair,
right,
at some point, and
it's very
that place
magical and
super
sweet.
colorful. And there's a thing that they do in that scene, which I thought was really, really cool. Like, say, when the lights go out and something happens. I thought that was a really cool scene.
Well designed. I agree.
Then there's the scene where Maui's singing his song, and then you have your normal animation, but then it's like cutout animation.
Yeah, it was like paper cuts.
Yeah,
and what it was. Yeah,
and they were interacting.
It reminded
with it. It
me
was so
of
good.
the I Just Can't Wait to Be King scene in Lion King, where all of a sudden it goes to a really flat 2D style, and it's really graphic. It's the same kind of look almost, or feel to it, but it's physical paper elements and paper cuts. It was really cool.
It was really cool.
Yeah, I agree.
What about you? But I mean, going back. Sorry, I cut you off.
Jerk.
All of the colors are super vibrant in this movie. Like when we're on the lands, when we're on the water,
they're
it's
still
just
vibrant. They were
water.
just less of a spectrum.
Yeah, but it got kind of boring.
Okay.
For me.
Yeah. No, and I agree to a certain extent. Back to what you began by saying, the visuals in this movie really are spectacular. The character design in particular really pleased me because I felt like they continued. So Tangled kind of brought us this new level of expression.
Every time we mention Tangled in this episode, just check mark.
Yeah. Tangled kind of brought us this new level of human computer animated characters as far as expressiveness and just softness and really light, fun, free movement of character. And then I felt like they took a downturn with Frozen, but then they went right back up with Big Hero 6, and then this is just a further continuation of it. And I thought the fluidity of movement, the expressiveness of their faces, the way that, I don't know if you noticed this, but even when Moana was singing and when her voice hits its vibrato, they actually had that show on her face. And I found that really impressive. And, that element was just spectacular to me. And then the environments, as you spoke of a little bit, the island that they start on and, various places that they go on their journey are just absolutely wonderfully rendered. And the ocean itself, it's spectacular and it's believable, but it's also fantastical at the same time, and they do a really great job of it. There really is a whole lot of it, and I agree with you on that level. And I felt a little bit like I felt with Frozen, where I was just like, okay, yeah, but it's just lots of snow everywhere. Like, okay, I get it. And this was a lot of water, and there are long stretches where it's just her in the boat in water. And, that's not spoiling anything. I think everybody knows that she goes out onto the ocean and is going somewhere, and you can't just go somewhere in a little canoe like that real fast.
Them on water, so...
Yeah, with nothing else in sight, yeah. So I do agree that there were moments where visually I was like, okay, what else do we have to look at? But those moments were small for me. I think they loomed a little larger for you, but I can relate to that. I do think, though, that there wasn't a single visual moment or animated moment where I really, my eye was drawn to it as a distraction because it didn't belong or didn't stand up to the quality of everything else in the movie. I thought it was really consistent and beautiful. It was another eye candy piece in many ways.
So let's go on to music.
Yeah, music next.
What did you think about the music?
I thought it was absolutely great. There isn't really a big showstopper number that I was kind of expecting.
Well,
there's not a Let It Go.
She sings that one song.
Be Our Guest. There's not like a real signature song.
I say there is.
Really?
Like she sings that one song.
Mm-hmm.
Without spoiling it.
Yeah.
There's a song that she sings where she gets super into it, and there's some things that are going on beside her.
Yeah.
She got really into that one, and I thought, I was like, this could be maybe the next
It's
Let It
beautiful.
Go.
The performance, the vocal performance on it was really beautiful. I loved it.
And then the We Know the Way, I thought We Know the Way was better than
Yeah, but I mean, that's kind of like, I don't know. It's kind of like the theme song of it, but it's not really.
But it's better than the theme song for Zootopia.
Well, let's just not even go there.
I mean, if we're just going off the last Disney movie.
Yeah, that song was bad. Anyway, I think all I'm trying to say is I don't feel like this movie has a part of your world or something that's going to turn into an all-time Disney classic. I don't think this movie has it. But what it does have is a beautiful consistency of melody and tone and feel throughout all of it. You can feel Lin-Manuel Miranda's stamp.
We were talking about that in the car, that most of his songs sound like they just could have came right out of In the Heights or Hamilton.
Yeah, I mean, he has a signature sound, and I like that about artists. I like when they have a sound, a style that they really carve out and that they master, and I like being able to recognize it, and then I like to see what they do with that style of their own. Like we can all listen to a soundtrack and pretty much know if it's Danny Elfman, or we can listen to songwriting and know if it's Elton John. I mean, I feel like certain people just have a certain distinct style about it, and Lin-Manuel Miranda has crafted himself a signature style, and it's apparent all throughout this movie, and I think it really fits and works really well. He loves telling stories, and especially stories of where you come from, and this is one of those, and that's kind of what that main song is about. And I thought the music was great. I liked Maui's little kind of half sing-song, half rappy kind of number that he does.
Then in the credits,
Lin-Manuel comes out and he straight up raps it.
I was waiting for Daveed Diggs to pop up in there.
I know, right?
Where are you, Jefferson?
I did notice in the credits under the special thanks, they thanked the entire cast of Hamilton. So I don't know if they were involved in helping them flesh out, like sing a lot of it.
I'm sure they were.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they were at his disposal during that time, but it was really good. I thought the score was really good, and it was good. I don't think it's one of the great Disney soundtracks. I think it's really good though.
See, to me, it wasn't so sing preachy. Like, I like preachy when someone's like coming at you like that, but like singy, I guess. So that's why I went with sing preachy.
Yeah.
Like Frozen was. Frozen was like, we're going to give you a song just because we can give you a song. And this one, it felt like with all of their songs, there's a purpose behind their songs. Like, all of their songs are setting something songs. Like, the first one that we have is like, this is the island. This is what goes on the island. This is what is expected of you. Mm-hmm. Then we have, like, Maui's song. It's like, Maui's telling you about Maui.
Right. I guess I kind of hoped it was going to be more of a musical. I mean, the songs were.
I thought this was perfect. I thought this was good enough for a musical. I mean, everybody.
I wouldn't classify it as a musical. There's far too few songs in it.
See, what classifies a musical to you?
I mean, there's just a breaking point where it's like, okay,
because like we don't consider Hercules a musical.
I do. I consider that a musical.
But we decided when we were talking about it, it's like we said Hercules isn't a musical because Hades never sings. In this one, so like for a musical, like all the people have to sing. So in this one, all of your bad people pretty much sing.
That's not totally true, but
it's not totally false.
I don't want to get sidetracked on defining this as a musical or not a musical. I'm just saying.
I say it's a musical. And I say
all
it's
I'm
a really
saying is
good musical.
I wish it was more of a musical. Like I wanted them to sing more. Like very often, and that didn't happen for me. So, but you thought it was the perfect amount of songs.
Yeah,
so
it was great. It was Lion King amount of songs, just enough to where it's not bashing you over the head with songs. Like Hercules. Hercules doesn't bash you over the head with songs.
You don't like song bashing?
No.
Shoot.
I mean, I will bash some songs, but I don't like song bash.
Which we might do tomorrow.
Oh, lordy. I know there's a lot of songs in that one, and it's a whew.
So, music. Any more thoughts on music?
It's good. I mean,
Okay,
like I said, it was a good, perfect mix of music and movie.
Okay, before we move on to the next topic, which is our opinions of the story, no actual story elements, our opinions, Josh Kane, I want to mention one thing. Dude, the Cars 3 trailer. We saw it tonight, dude. We saw it on the big screen, dude. It was amazing. Okay.
No one cares.
Now we can move on. Josh Kane, you're the story guy on this podcast,
yes.
So I'm going to let you go first. What is your opinion of the story?
This story lacks so much. This story could have been fantastic, but they miss in very key elements of this story.
Okay.
There's a part in this story that has no consequence.
Yeah, most animated movies have.
We set something up. Well, no, I mean, they set something up, and that this can happen, and then they never revisit it again. We have one scene where something happens on the high seas.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
And it's said in there that, like, there's a specific point that is made regarding a certain object. I'll say it's kind of Lord of the Ringsy. Keep it secret, keep it safe, kids.
Right.
And that's expressed. Something happens. Nothing ever comes back from that. The rest of the whole entire movie.
Yeah.
You could have taken that scene, and honestly, that scene didn't fit. It was pointless. It does nothing for the plot.
Okay.
Take that scene, do something. Maybe we expand on a character who's given maybe 2 minutes of backstory. Maybe expand on that. Take that whole scene out. Give me some backstory. Would have made that movie 10 times better.
Really?
Yes.
Just that one thing.
That one thing right there.
See,
other than that, I mean, still going back to, we were talking about this in the car on the way there, that I didn't want it to be a Disney cookie cutter thing, and it turned a little bit into a Disney cookie cutter thing.
I don't know. I don't know that you can really compare the story too much.
I can compare it to Tangled.
Yeah, kind of Tangled, yeah.
I can compare it to Mulan.
I can't compare it to Moana.
Just
girl. What else?
Girl wanting to be more than what she is.
Well, that's every character.
I'm just saying.
It's every hero in every movie. I mean, that's not specifically a Disney cookie
without spoiling this. I have some more examples.
Don't give any more
I'm not
examples.
going to. But yeah, she's just kind of like there, and it just happens. I'm like, come on, there's some slow parts in this movie. Like, if I'm a little kid and I'm watching this, I'm probably falling asleep or I'm getting fussy. And you could hear in the theater the parts where I'm talking about. There were some kids getting fussy because they were bored.
Yeah.
Like, if there's not anything interesting on the screen,
so
it's not good. Like, the pacing for the movie's kind of off.
So your response to a movie is equivalent to that of a toddler.
No, I'm just saying I understand why a toddler would be bored. If you're making a kids movie, make a kids movie to where little kids aren't bored.
See, I was always surprised by the popularity of WALL-E. Have you seen WALL-E?
WALL-E is super boring. I have no idea how any kids can watch that movie. But if you look, if you go, it's like, who likes WALL-E? A lot of adults like WALL-E.
Yeah.
No, I don't know a lot of kids that like WALL-E.
I can't verify.
I know really 3 kids, and they're like, yeah, WALL-E's a movie.
Yeah.
It's like,
well,
it's not.
My point is, I'm not trying to destroy Pixar like you.
Well, no, I'm just saying, if you're gonna make a kids movie, make a kids movie. Kids, like, especially, I mean, not all kids are gonna, want to sit there, hands in their laps, just like enthralled the whole entire time. You're gonna have.
I mean, that's true.
There's the majority. I would say the majority is not gonna do that. And honestly, this is only an hour and 43 minutes. And if you give me an hour and 43 minutes and I'm bored, that's not good.
Yeah,
like,
but
that's
you
really
were only
not good.
bored for segments?
It was probably about 5 minutes.
A whole 5 minutes
whole
of
5
the
minutes.
hour and 40?
And going back to, well, honestly, maybe around 10 if we include that middle scene.
Okay.
That just is just like, come on, get on with it. We
All right,
know,
we
we
talked
know that
about
this
it in the
isn't going to do
car.
anything in the movie.
It's
Come on.
really just a pacing issue.
Yes.
Yeah. So there are parts that just dragged for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm off my soapbox. Gavin, what did you think of the story?
I only thought that kind of the same, but kind of the opposite, that they tried to pack too much into the story. And I felt like some of it kind of got lost, like you mentioned. But I will tell you this. That first, 20 minutes of it, where they're setting everything up, I thought it was really compelling. And when you see tiny little toddler Moana, cutest thing ever. And when things start to be revealed about her, I found that so compelling and so interesting that kind of kept me interested in seeing how that original kind of event ends up playing out throughout the movie. And I thought that first part was really awesome.
Yeah, I agree. All that bit on the island is extremely compelling.
Yeah. And I do agree that I felt like there were a couple moments that needed a little bit of a hurry up. But all in all, I liked it. I mean, I think the pacing was fairly appropriate to the story and, the actual events of what was happening. This tiny little sailboat going out into the open ocean. I mean, there are going to be stretches where nothing happens. And they didn't dwell on that really, but they did give you a few scenes that really expressed it. And they are slow scenes.
And going back to another movie that we saw that involved a ship on the water for long periods of time, I thought Kubo did what they did in their basically exact same scene way better.
Yeah, there was a lot of action in Kubo.
Yeah.
Kubo was fan-freaking-tastic. Which came out on Blu-ray this week. Go out and buy it, everybody.
Purchase that.
Support Leica! Anyway, the story overall, I thought was good. I think I'd give it like a B
it's good.
minus,
It's a very
B minus.
it's a B. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's not a A plus.
It's not
you
anything
get extra
revolutionary
credit
that's
for
gonna knock your
blowing our
socks
minds.
off.
Yeah, but for me, the characters and the humor and the visuals raised the overall grade up well above that for me. So, I mean, I enjoyed it. I really did.
If they hadn't put The Rock in here, I have no idea how he's the only choice. Like, I don't know how you can make it funny without him in it. He was.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of comedy. Well, I thought the grandmother had some really funny moments.
She
I
was
liked
good.
her
Well,
a lot. She was one of my favorite characters in this movie.
Yeah.
She was great.
And there's a scene with her that, without spoiling, there's something that happens, and I thought they did that extremely well.
And I didn't get it when I watched it, but then you explained your interpretation of it when we were riding home, and I thought, oh my gosh, that is perfect. That's a beautiful way to do that. So, I think all in all, the story was, like we said, it kind of in that B range.
Yeah, it was kind of wavy up and down,
But ultimately, I think we both enjoyed this to varying degrees, but we enjoyed it, and we want to definitely hear from all of you what you think of it when you see it. So make sure that you guys let us know. Are there any final thoughts that you want to express about Moana before we rate it?
No, I think I've said my piece on it.
Okay. Yeah, it's hard to do this and not spoil it.
And
so.
guys, honestly, let us know if you would rather hear us do a full spoiler on these cartoon
like an actual
cafes.
Review or critique of the movie.
Let us know, because otherwise we're going to keep doing this and we're going to tiptoe around everything. And
we're kind of torn on it because we would love to just really just break it down and discuss
I would love to go scene by scene with this thing and
Yeah.
Just go all at it. And we may do that, maybe in a couple weeks after,
Right.
say 2 weeks after our limit comes up.
Yeah.
So maybe
So
we
let
can
us
do
know.
that.
Let us know. All right. How many Dipper Pines does this rate for you?
Man. I want to give it 4.
Mm-hmm.
But part of me's like 3.
Okay.
And I don't do halves.
You don't do
That's
halves.
your thing. I don't think I've done a half.
Josh, whole number Kane, coming in at 3.
I'm going to give this a 4.
Really?
Out of the goodness of my heart.
You're so kind, Josh. Wait, I take it back. I shouldn't have said that. Keep it at 4.
Yeah, I will say, I'm going to spoil one thing right here. I don't care.
What?
They build Alan Tudyk up in this movie.
Yeah,
it's like, Alan Tudyk's the chicken. He's hey. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
He goes, fuck. That's it. He doesn't do anything.
He does the chicken scream.
He goes, yeah, that's all he does. I was like, oh, he's going to talk.
He probably got paid a buttload of money,
yeah,
too.
for going puck. He talks more in Star vs. the Forces of Evil than he does in anything in this movie. It was ridiculous. Now it makes me worried for Rogue One. I'm like, so you're gonna be you're this android. He's the big android guy.
Oh, really?
Or not android. He's the big droid. I'm like, he's probably gonna have like 4 lines. That's it. I bet we've seen all of his lines in the trailer. With what they did with this, true. I'm just like, whatever. It's like. That almost gave it a 3 right there. The deception factor. They got me. But
that's funny.
Yeah, I would give this a 3. Oh man, this is hard.
Yeah, it is hard.
What do you say? What do you say? Because I may change from a 4.
I'm actually right in line with you. But I do give halves. So right now, and I'm going to see this movie again in the theaters. But right now, I'm on a 3.5. I thought the visuals were really stunning, but it didn't give me a musical punch like I wanted, and I felt the story was, like we said earlier, a B. So I'm giving it a 3.5, which is still on the upper half of the scale. I think it's a good movie for sure.
Change my rating. I'm giving it a 3.
Okay,
it's a good movie. It's a good movie.
And give half points.
No.
It makes for better accuracy.
Real men don't give halves, and real men don't do top 10s.
Real men? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I don't know.
I thought you said Roman. I was like, who's
Romans
Roman?
Don't give top 10s, they give top X's.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, it's going to give a 3 just because the story was extremely lacking. It could have been good. It could have been so good. It had the potential, Gavin.
Now,
it had the potential
are...
to be so good.
Yeah.
It just missed it. It missed it.
I think there are definitely people who want different things out of stories and who may find this story completely satisfying and compelling. Because I think especially the lead up is beautiful. And it may play out the way a lot of people want it to play out. I don't know. I mean, they go through tons of story meetings and rewrites and blah, blah, blah. So we may just be on the outside of that.
Yeah, this movie was not made for me. So, and I understand that, but coming from me, unfortunately, it's just going to get a 3. I'm trying to rhyme.
Still, though, on the upper half of the scale. So I don't think we recommend this for little kids.
No.
Because of the pacing. But
unless your kid's 5, don't take them.
Yeah, I think it's a fun, beautiful movie. I think most kids would enjoy it. I don't think there's anything too scary or intense or...
I mean, there's some really cool stuff like I can't remember the villain.
Yeah, I don't remember his name. But
Lava guy.
He's cool. Yeah.
Super dope.
Yeah. Indeed.
And be sure and stay after the credits because there is a scene after the credits.
Yeah, you have to stay until after the credits for that. We got tipped off by the ushers. They said make sure you stay.
Because I would have booked it. Because I mean, what Disney movie has scenes at the end?
Yeah, Disney usually doesn't do it. Pixar does, and obviously Marvel does, and I don't think Star Wars ever does. But
nope.
I don't really know Disney to do that very often. I'm trying to think if I know of any that have done it.
I mean, Leica does it, but...
Yeah, but Leica's awesome.
Yeah.
I said that like Disney isn't. Leica is awesome.
You heard it,
regard,
folks, guys. Gavin likes
regard.
Leica better than Disney.
This year, let's see.
No, because...
Oh, wait, Zootopia was
Zootopia.
This year. Yeah, no.
Zootopia's
Disney,
probably the best
Disney
thing that
wins.
Disney's put out all year is Zootopia.
Yeah,
by far.
I agree.
I mean, the story, just on that, was not bored. Any type of that story, it had me guessing the whole time.
Including the fact of whether or not it's a romance.
Exactly.
We don't know.
No, it was totally a romance. Are you kidding me, dude?
I'm not convinced.
It was totally a romance.
I'm not convinced. Well, are we done?
I think we're good.
All right,
Gavin.
let's get our check and pay the waitress.
Jeez. Gavin, where can all the wonderful people find you?
They can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Gavin Otteson Art.
You can find me at Josh L. Kane on Twitter and Instagram. You can find the podcast on Instagram at Animation Station Podcast and on Twitter at Animate Podcast. And you can go to our website, www.animationstationpodcast.com. Visit our Tumblr. Maybe it's still there. Maybe it's not there. Who knows?
Who knows?
Josh doesn't really
What's
do
going
anything
on?
with it. It just kind of floats.
Facebook? Did you say
Yes.
that one?
No, we've got the Facebook, the Animation Station Podcast.
Yep.
You can look us up on there.
iTunes, Stitcher,
iTunes,
and Google
Stitcher,
Play.
and Google Play now.
Woo.
So, yay.
We're everywhere. We're broadcast on the moon.
And on your web browser, if you just want to go to the site,
Right.
you can listen to it there.
Right.
Be sure and check out our Beauty and the Beast Thanks giveaway post.
Yep.
We will be announcing that on Monday's episode, the winner on Monday's episode.
Yep. You've got until this is coming out on Thanksgiving. You've got until
Tomorrow.
Black Friday, so tomorrow to enter.
Tomorrow
And we'll
by,
cut it
we're
off.
probably going to record around 6 Central.
6
so,
or 7 Central, yeah.
PM.
So yeah, we'll cut it off somewhere. Not tomorrow, but Friday is
Yeah.
when we'll cut it off. So yeah, make sure you enter and get a chance to win a huge Beauty and the Beast prize package. Check out the post for details.
All right, so for the Animation Station, I'm Spec.
I'm Sir Gavin. Sir Gavin of Ott.
We're going to the realm of monsters?
Don't worry, it's a lot farther down than it looks.